Bonjour. Bonjour. I'm in Dubai Airport, flying to Vienna, and I've got to say, things are going well. Stocks are going well, YouTube's going well, making money from other things is going well, and I kind of want to just say how I've done it and how you can do it, and as well as giving you free challenge webinar highlights from Crook and Sykes. Market to play in. Okay, welcome to Jonk does PennyStocking episode I don't know which one. A few tips on. I'll first let me say where I've got to. I mean, 250,000 plus YouTube views, hitting 300,000. Taking income from affiliate marketing with Tim Sykes. Everyone's like, oh my god, you make loads. Not really, a few $100 a month. Taking $200-300 a month from selling spreadsheets and stuff like that. A few $100 from YouTube, and it's adding up and up and up. And obviously trading like $500 a month, aiming for 1,000 next month, and it's not massive, but it's building. And on top of a career, it's building and building. And it's getting to the point where I'm wondering how big it's going to go. But what I want to say to you guys is what stops anyone else from having YouTube, what stops anyone else from making money with affiliates, recommending Tim Sykes. The challenge made me profitable, so of course I'm going to recommend these DVDs and products. There's no secret. If I make $50, I make $50. But in the Excel, I learned how to do an Excel, and then I sold it. What's the difference between me and anyone else? The difference is that I'm obsessively working all of the time in YouTube and stocks and Excel, in the Steady Trade podcast, thinking of first how to deliver great content and then how to monetize it. And it was always a goal to monetize it, not a top priority. It was more delivering good content, but if I can monetize it, I'll monetize it. So for me, if I can give any advice before I set you onto the trading webinars, it's put together a plan, think how can I deliver something unique and very solid, and consistently deliver it and deliver it and deliver it and deliver it. And every time you make a video, make an Excel, try and say you recommend a service, think, well, I mean, obviously ethically and honestly, but how can I do this in the best possible way? And then look at how you did it and think, well, how can I do it better next time? And that is the God's honest secret. I don't think I'm very talented. I think I'm just a daft lad from Newcastle, no great education, but just worked fucking hard. And I'll leave you with that. Enjoy the webinar, enjoy the challenge, enjoy the shebang. This is 57 minutes into a Mark Crook webinar, and it's really interesting because Mark's been watching this all day, and it's interesting because the chart's pretty beaten down, but it had this push from the 120s up into the 5s, and Roland made some good money on this. And for me, it's very predictable, but it's not predictable as well, because it's got this breakout here from the 180s up to the 5s, but then it's had this big red day. This is the big red day here, and it's you can't really see the wick here, but it's dropping down to the 360s, 370s. It's just popping up to the 380s, 390s. But what you've got to watch is this previous breakout where it's topped, and then it's come back down, and we're seeing it in the 390s, and you think, this isn't going to come back, but it does. And it's a really interesting, when a stock hits its former breakout level and then pushes off it. And Mark talks about it. Yeah, he's been watching it all day.
Getting some volume, a little bit of a bounce off 370 to 390. So 370, we talked about this, was the, or 350s was kind of the breakout zone. And, that was a pretty solid dip buy in the 360s. And now it's at 390. So technical analysis works very well, guys. And if you're buying, I was buying at 395 this morning. And, I sold it for a 5 or 6 cent loss. But, it just comes to show you how important technical analysis is and getting very, very solid entries. And, SRAX has a horrible spread, 378 by 387. If you buy the dip in the 360s, 370s, you could try and make 20 to 25, 30 cents a share. Not bad. Although, considering the fact that the stock ran $2 yesterday, I mean, the stock's just lost its luster today.
But very interestingly, I'm not sure how far it ramped, but I'm pretty sure it ramped into the fours, fives even. It might have even gone green. It was a very solid buy. This is the noise. I'm actually in an airport lounge from Dubai to Vienna, but I was watching a webinar. I really wanted to document this down. It's Tim Sykes talking about HMNY, and it's about the psychology of trading, what are longs thinking, what are shorts thinking, what will longs think if this happens, what will shorts think if that happens. And Ducks picked up on it on the conference, and it's something that I've started to do in the last month or two as I've got profitable, trying to think a bit ahead of what longs and shorts are thinking, or thinking shorts might get squeezed here, or longs are getting squeezed the wrong way, so maybe it's a good short opportunity, and I'll let Tim talk about it.
Good job, Chris. It's not just about the big profits. Aiming for singles, learning a process, learning consistency is very good, so I'm proud of you. Oliver says, was the red to green spike on HMNY near the open today a good trade? I mean, it's not bad. HMNY, the problem is it's still up so much. I mean, remember, this was up from the 2s, and it went all the way up to 40. So it's trying to bounce, but again, you have a lot of bag holders. This is the problem with stocks that go up and come down so fast. Think about all the people who thought that this was going to 100, and they're buying it at 30, 35, 40, and now they're down. So anytime it spikes even a little bit, they're going to sell because they're just like, well, at least they take like some little win out of this from selling into like a $2 spike, even though they lose like $10 a share. This is how human psychology is. So it's very difficult to try for this kind of a stock to bounce. Personally, for me, I don't.
Yeah, and so you can see that there's an argument of, well, it's not going to squeeze because there's so many bag holders now. But then on the flip side, it's down so much off its highs. It was previously in the 40s. It's a 40% retracement. And maybe it'll squeeze because shorts have to take profits, and there will be big shorts in this. So, but then you've got to think, well, it's a conflicting indicator because longs are stuffed and there's not any push. Shorts do need to cover, but these are conflicting indicators because there's one for and one against. And as we learned from the conference, if there's conflicting indicators, just don't trade it. And I'll just want to leave you out with something that Tim Sykes said about Roland. I think it's on a video. And by the way, for the affiliate links, anyone can do it. I just want to make that clear. When you go on Profitly, you don't even need to be a silver member, and you can send an affiliate link, I think, or maybe you do have to be a silver member. I don't know, but there's a really good quote that Tim Sykes said about Roland. And by the way, I never knew who Tim Sykes was. I signed up and saw that just like everyone else. I don't know him at all, but and you'll see that from the first video. But Roland said when Tim Sykes asked him how much do you study, Roland said, well, I'll count backwards. So I sleep for 4 hours. Or 5 hours. I spend 3 hours with my family, and I spend every other day trading and studying. So if you go 24 hours minus the 5 for the sleeping, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, and then 3 with family, 18, 17, 16. He says, yeah, I spend 16 to 17 hours studying every day. And that's how it has to be. And I sleep 8 hours and I'm guilty about it. Or I'll, every now and then, like once a week, I'll put a movie on and I'm guilty about it. Because I really try and, as much as possible, commit 8 hours to a work day and 8 hours to a trading and YouTube and studying day. If you do that, it's pretty impossible not to be successful. So in that sense, impossible is nothing. And if you believe that and you commit it enough, comment impossible is nothing. Yeah, there's no secret, guys. Just work harder than everyone else consistently. And if you don't work harder than everyone else, if you don't put in the 6, 7, 8 hours a day, go to bed thinking, I don't deserve it. Because you haven't put the work in.